Are there many Jews in comedy? I don't know, really. This is her first TAM. I would a round of applause for that, as well as excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Sarah Trachtenberg.
Hello. I was just backstage working on my pilot for Father Bruce's Fly Fishing Fashions. Brainstorming all day. But I'm so happy to be here at TAM. I've never been around so many brilliant people with, I think, some of the awesomest jobs in the world. And Randy. The audience is never wrong. This is the one time of the entire event, though, that I'm glad Christopher Hitchens isn't here, because he's written about how he doesn't think women can be funny. So I know if he were here, he would just yell at me like, "Get off the stage, birth canal!" That's the only time I'll ever do a drunk British accent, I promise. I see skeptical meetings like this one as very important. I think it's like an intervention on behalf of America. Like, you know, we're surprising someone at home very lovingly, supportingly saying you have got to stop getting drunk and mistaking bug zappers for UFOs. Get that car key out of your ear. It's been such a challenging year for skeptics. We've had to go against some brilliant minds. We've had to go against Dr. Jenny McCarthy and Professor Mike Seaver, that Visine guy. Where are my Gen Xers at? Who here came of age in the 90s? Yeah, so you all remember when Jenny McCarthy was this bimbo who blew everyone at MTV and went on Letterman and burped and picked her nose a lot just to prove she was human. And now we have to take her seriously as a scientist. So she blames things like polio vaccines. Yeah, sure, blame the Jews. Which is apparently better than not having social skills, I guess. So apparently we need to not get our kids vaccinated so that we do not look anti-bimbo. It's a fine line. Oh, I got to hear Phil Plait speak today, and he's the bad astronomer, which I can relate to. I have an armillary sphere at home. Thank you for getting that joke. Those who don't, just look it up on your iPhones. And Phil Plait, I don't know how many of you know this, but there is a Facebook fan page advocating him for president. And yes, I know. I ask you, could we do any better than that? No. And not just president of the United States, president of Earth. Just until we find other planets, well, he finds other planets that we can colonize. And also one of his Facebook pages called him the cuddliest skeptic in the world. You see, I thought a lot of you would be going, we have feelings too. And there's also Adam Savage. He also has a Facebook group advocating him for president, but he has fewer followers. But, you know, it's got to be one or the other. I have so much admiration, I guess, for the chutzpah of Adam Savage. I don't know how many of you heard, but not that long ago, AT&T tried to slap him with an $11,000 bill for surfing the internet a few hours in Canada. Canadian dollar is up. And Alpha Dog of the Week. He went on Twitter and tweeted and told his fans, mobilized his fans, I should say, didn't tell them, to deluge AT&T with complaints, which they did, and AT&T had to take this whole thing back. Oh man, Alpha Dog of the Week. How many of you could get away with this? The devil's in the fine print, I'm sure AT&T said, but they finally relented. I knew that Twitter had some purpose, I just didn't know what. And Adam Savage says, today the tweeps became twoops. He had to coin a whole new set of words to describe when a corporation gouges a celebrity and said celebrity mobilizes Twitter to get out of the gouging. I love the modern age. I'm just so distracted because the judges are so sexy. They know they are. Yeah, I really admired Richard Saunders' origami because I've long been a fan of it. My brother is probably not quite as talented as you, but he's an origami artist. And a friend of his did erotic origami, and I bought all of my Valentine's Day cards from him. Didn't get me returned that year. Did anyone here see Sean McCabe when he was on Springer? Has anyone here actually seen Springer? Yeah, that's what I thought. Is he embarrassed? I think he is. Well, he was probably by far the only skeptic, I'm sure, to ever appear on the show. And the audience loved him. They loved him. This woman showed him her breasts. 2 women. That's like 4 breasts. Oh my gosh. And the audience loved him so much that when Springer said, yeah, he took over as like the guest host. When Springer said, I have a question, you know, your mom called and she says she's expecting you to go home and do your homework. Well, the audience, obviously, they stood up for him instead of Springer. And I can guarantee you that the situation were reversed if Sean McCabe said, oh, Springer, your mom called, and she says to stop peddling sleaze to the lowest common denominator. I'm sure they still would have stood up for Sean. What, you think? Yeah, I was watching Captain Disillusion's videos. Admittedly, I only saw them for the first time in the past couple of weeks. I was prepared for this event. Better late than never. I'm looking at them going, wow, you know, ghost busting or busting the Ghostbusters, whatever. That is a really interesting and important job. That is probably more important than Captain Planet and Captain Crunch combined. But I think the real hero is his makeup artist. For those of you who see them. Oh, man. Well, thank you so much. You've all been so wonderful. And thanks again to the judges. Got a little distracted there. Take care. Have a great TAM, everyone.
Sarah Trachtenberg, ladies and gentlemen. Come on over here. Come on over here. Nicely done. Sure. How many times have you done stand-up?
Not enough.
Have you done clubs?
Yes, I have. Maybe about 8 or 9 times.
Okay.
Not much.
Okay. Does the time go really slow or really fast?
Depends if anyone laughs or not.
Okay. Yes. Nice. Let's go to our judges. We'll start with, oh, here we go. Here's Sean. There's Richard? Yeah, start with Richard. We'll reverse the order now. Here we go.
Yeah, I was told on the way to the washroom I should be mean now. Honestly, someone stopped me. Oh. First of all, awesomest is not a word. And second of all, you've given origami a bad name, which is pretty damn good in my books. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess we've switched roles now, and he's mean now, and I'm supposed to be nice. But no, we're sitting here, we're doing snipes at all the acts, but what you're doing is, I understand that it's really, really difficult, and that you are probably sort of at a stage in doing this where you're kind of rising and you're still testing the waters and trying it. So I can really appreciate that process, and that I can see what I was really impressed by is that was that the impromptu moments, you know, when you came up with little things on the go, were really the nuggets, the really good jokes there. So I think you just need to keep going with it and you know, keep getting better and better. It's a good job. I don't have a clever thing. I just really appreciate what you're doing. Good job.
I think that's his way of saying, good try, you know, A for effort. Darwin, love you.
Now, when I looked down at this piece of paper and saw stand-up comedy, I thought, oh no, a skeptic is going to try to be funny. And let me tell you, before I had a hypothesis, now I have experimental evidence, now I have a confirmed theory. But no, excellent job in retrospect. And if you guys do want to see me on the Jerry Springer Show, here's a shameless plug. Type in Little Jerry Sean on YouTube.
What is that?
But what you lacked in comedy, you made up for in shameless ass kissing. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you. I mean, I've been hearing so many plugs. I mean, how would you like it if I said visit sarahtrachtenberg.com? You wouldn't find that funny.
sarahtrachtenberg.com.
What brought you to TAM? This is your first TAM. What brought you to TAM? What was the thing that brought you here? Not a
Andy
bus,
invited
but,
me.
Yeah. Who did?
Andy invited me.
Andy. Who's Andy?
The guy with the camera.
The guy with the...
Ryan's